What is up, guys? This is Game Fanatic Cook, and today I'm talking about the best free-to-play game, in my opinion, maybe in the history of free-to-play games, Warframe. The reason I'm riding Warframe so hard today, why I'm hopping on it strong today, is a very simple reason. I made a video called Warframe is pay to win, because by definition, not even in my opinion, by definition, it is pay to win. People got really mad about that, right? Even though that video was 8 minutes of me complimenting Warframe on how they do monetization and how it's not a bad pay-to-win game. But anyway, regardless of that, I thought, you know what? I better get on here and talk about why Warframe's a great game and why I want more people to play it. It's already actually a super popular game. Its servers are doing way better than I thought. They're seeing I think it's 50,000 daily players on Steam, which is a really good amount, especially for almost a 10-year-old game at this point. So Warframe is actually killing it in numbers wise, and that's one of the reasons you should play it. Warframe is a game with an amazing community, a very large community, and it's very community oriented. With you can do missions with others, you can join clans, dojos, decorate, you can make do cruise ship battles, all kinds of crazy cool stuff in Warframe, and it's so community oriented, and the community is so active and helpful. That's one of the biggest draws of Warframe right off the bat, is that if you have any questions, because the game can be confusing at times, the community will generally be very kind and answer you right away. So right there, I just accidentally talked about how good a feature of Warframe is, just talking about how active the player numbers are, because it's just a great community. Secondly, Warframe is probably the best looking free-to-play game on the market right now. The graphics are genuinely really good. I've played Warframe on Switch, I've played Warframe on computer, and I played it on Xbox One, and on all three of those consoles it actually looks really good. My Switch was literally on fire while I was playing it because how weak the Switch is and how big Warframe is, but it looked really good. It looked really good for a Switch game, and on computer it's one of the nicest looking free-to-plays. Maybe it might be the nicest looking free-to-play game. It looks absolutely beautiful. The art is amazing. The graphics are amazing. The combat animations, every animation, everything in the game looks great. The cutscenes look amazing. The voice acting is actually really good. So from a theatric standpoint, just on the looks on the game, how the game sounds, the gunfire, even the music, it's beautiful. It's amazing. It's a cinema masterpiece, right? If they made a movie with how Warframe cutscenes are, if they made a movie just like that animated, like how they animate the cutscenes, it'd be a great movie. To be honest with you, it'd be a great movie. Anyway, I'm starting with the little things. The next thing I want to get into about Warframe, I know I'm just ranting off here. Next thing I want to get into, man, is the mother flipping gameplay, right? Warframe has the best gameplay of, forget free-to-play games, maybe just of any game. Obviously not maybe ever, but it has really fun gameplay. You feel like you are a badass. You feel like the man. You feel unstoppable. It's almost like you feel like you're in a hack and slash game, but the systems are so complex and have so many different complexities that you can't even call it a hack and slash, even though with how badass and powerful you feel while you're playing the game, it kind of feels like a hack and slash, but you also have to use all these abilities, different guns, different weapons for different scenarios, and just different warframes with different abilities for different scenarios, different mods for different scenarios. It's like a hack and slash that you have to be smart with, and it makes you feel super powerful. The gameplay is super satisfying. I think the gunplay and just how the guns feel shooting them is maybe the best feeling of any game I've ever played before. I love shooting weapons in Warframe. I love ranged attacks. In my opinion, the melee could be a little bit better. The melee doesn't feel great, in my opinion. It doesn't feel powerful or impactful, but the gunplay in Warframe is some of the best gunplay I've ever played. It just feels like you're actually shooting a gun. It feels like it feels right. I don't know how to describe it. It just feels right. Okay? So I definitely recommend for the gameplay, right? The gameplay is just absolutely fire. Hands down, best free-to-play gameplay on the market. Hands down, no question. I'm not taking any answers. It's the best free-to-play game when it comes to gameplay. Another reason that Warframe is something that you should definitely check out is that it's still constantly receiving updates to this day. Like I said, it's 10 years old. I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. Maybe a little bit younger than that. But it's a very old game, and it's still constantly receiving huge updates. And those huge updates they're huge. They're massive. They add new maps, new planets, new storylines, and the storylines are usually pretty good. There's been a few pretty whack storylines in Warframe, I'm not going to lie, but generally the updates release really good content. Sometimes half completed, but most of the time it's really good. And new storylines that are really interesting, and new items and weapons that are really fun and powerful to use. It's just honestly a wonderful game with tons of replay value. I mean, yeah, it's just the best free-to-play game right now. And I absolutely recommend, if you've never tried Warframe, to try it. The only reason that you wouldn't try it is because it does take quite a bit of your processing power to run. It's a pretty difficult game to run. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's just a difficult game to run. Last time I checked, it had over 100 gigabytes of space. I want to say it takes up a lot of space on your computer. Maybe it's a little bit bigger. I mean, it's pretty damn big. Okay, it takes up a lot of space on your computer. It's multiplayer and the universe is huge, so yeah, it does take up a lot of space. Loading times can be an issue. Back when I played on Switch, back when I played on my Xbox, loading times were pretty atrocious, but on my computer, my laptop I bought with a pretty nice CPU and GPU, it runs perfectly smooth. Loading times aren't a problem at all. But if you're on, a console or, whatever the Switch is, it's definitely going to take a long time to load, which can also be an issue. Lag, obviously all online games have this issue. I typically don't have it too much, but connecting to 3 other players will cause lag. But then again, Warframe is an excellent game to play single player too. You do not need friends to play Warframe, and then the lag is a lot better if you're playing by yourself, obviously. That's another thing we'll talk about. Warframe is a great game just to play by yourself. It's super interesting, super fun, and most missions can be easily completed by yourself. With companions, it's always 100% of the time easier. It's not like Monster Hunter where missions are scaled to be harder or easier depending on how much people are in your party. But with Warframe, it's going to be more difficult solo, but it's not too much more difficult, and it's super, super fun playing by yourself, even with great gameplay, and there's so much to do. There's nothing you can't do, basically, without a group. There's maybe like 2 or 3 things that you can't do in the game without a group. And with a game as expansive as Warframe, that really says a lot with how balanced it is and how well made it is. And it's just such a fun game, guys. I mean, I'm really riding it right now. I'm really on top of it, giving it some sloppy. I really am. It's because I love the game. Now, when we talk about, man, what have I not talked about that's amazing about Warframe yet? I mean, just the cosmetics, the design. I mean, everything is just so good. The community aspect is amazing. The developers are involved with the game. They are involved with the community. Sometimes they're a bit annoying. I don't like everything they say, and they get behind some weird things, but they're involved with the community, which is amazing. And I just love it, man. They do a great job with the game. They're constantly updating it. The monetary system isn't predatory. I mean, every not microtransaction, I don't know what I'm saying there. Every in-game currency, I mean, it's a little bit predatory, but when it comes to Warframe, it's about as good as you can get with it not being a problem. Everything in the game you can grind for, even though it might take 8 years. But it really is just an amazing game, guys. It's so much fun. It's so much fun. That's all I can say is, no matter what, you can have the worst weapons in the game and just play the same mission over and over again, and it probably won't get old, because that's how fun it is. I probably have around 500 hours maybe in the game. I would say at least 500 hours, right? Because I've played over 100 on PC. I got God knows how long on my Xbox back in the day, and I played probably 50 hours on Switch on top of that. And it's just a great game. It's just worth every second you put into it. You feel like it's worth it because you're having fun. Yeah, you're grinding 10 hours for an item you might not even get, but guess what? Those 10 hours of gameplay were pretty damn fun because the game is just enjoyable, man. It's just enjoyable. I don't know. I wrote it enough for right now. But yeah, I love the game, man. I love the community, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I guess this isn't really a video enjoy. I hope you guys found this video informative. I hope this video gets you to try out Warframe. The only reason you don't try out Warframe is because you just don't like the type of game it is, right? You don't like shooters. You don't like third-person games. You don't like space ninjas. If you don't like those things, then yeah, don't try out Warframe. It's not going to make you like those things. But if you do think those things are cool, like most normal people do, then absolutely try it out, guys. It's flipping awesome, man. It can be a little bit cringe sometimes, don't get me wrong. Some of the dialogue options are pretty cringe. They try to keep it PG-13, I'd say. So they can say some pretty cringe things. I'd say the worst part about Warframe is probably the dialogue between characters. Not even the story. The story's written really well. So the cringiest part is probably the dialogue between characters. And it sucks because the voice acting is amazing, But sometimes they have some real cringe dialogue. I'm not going to lie, gamers. I'm not a big fan of it always. But they're trying to keep that PG-13 look going on, so I understand it. But yeah, great game. Try it out. Please try it out. I don't want anyone to think I hate this game because I have released a couple videos criticizing it, because it's just one of the most important games to me that I've played more than any other game probably ever. Besides maybe like, I don't know, Skyrim. But who hasn't put a kajillion hours into Skyrim, am I right? But thank you guys for watching. Peace out. Stay blessed. Try out the game. And, bye.